Have you ever felt a bit off, a little tired, or perhaps experienced some nagging aches and pains, and just chalked it up to getting older? It's so easy to assume these things are inevitable, a natural part of aging, something we simply have to accept. We often tell ourselves, well, I'm not as young as I used to be, and leave it at that. But what if I told you that some of the very things you use every single day, right there in your home, might be quietly contributing to those feelings, even making you sick without you ever realizing it? It's a surprising truth, often hidden in plain sight, woven into the fabric of our daily routines. These aren't big, dramatic hazards, but subtle, persistent influences that can slowly chip away at your health, energy, and overall well-being over time. In this video, we're going to uncover 5 common everyday items that could be secretly undermining your vitality, draining your energy, and even making you feel older than your years. We'll explore why they're problematic and, more importantly, what simple, empowering changes you can make to remove them from your life and reclaim your health. Stick with me until the very end, because I'm going to share something truly surprising that could completely change how you view your home environment and your journey to thriving at every age. Let's dive right in with the first item on our list, something you probably use almost every day in your kitchen: your beloved non-stick cookware. For decades, non-stick pans have been a staple in kitchens around the world because of their convenience. Eggs slide right off, and cleanup is a breeze. But this convenience comes at a hidden cost, one that might be quietly making you sick. The slick coating on many of these pans is made with chemicals like PTFE, commonly known by brand names like Teflon. And historically, these coatings were manufactured using PFOA or PFAS chemicals, while some manufacturers have moved away from PFOA in recent years. The problem isn't entirely gone. The issue arises when these pans are heated, especially to high temperatures, or when their surface gets scratched. When heated above a certain point, these chemicals can break down and release invisible, odorless fumes and microscopic particles into your kitchen air. Think about those scratched old pans you might have, the ones where the coating is flaking off in tiny, almost imperceptible bits every time you cook with them. Those tiny, invisible fragments, along with the fumes, can find their way into your food and into your lungs. For seniors, this is particularly concerning because our bodies are often more sensitive to environmental toxins, and we have a lifetime of exposure already accumulated. Exposure to these fumes can lead to what's colloquially called Teflon flu, with symptoms like headaches, chills, and fever, similar to a mild flu, but the long-term effects are far more troubling. Research has linked these chemicals, especially the older generations of PFAS, to a range of serious health issues, including thyroid problems, liver damage, kidney disease, elevated cholesterol, and even an increased risk of certain cancers. These are known as forever chemicals because they persist in the environment and in our bodies for a very long time, accumulating over years. So, that easy cleanup might be building up a quiet burden on your system. The good news is that opting for safer alternatives is incredibly simple. The best first step is to replace any old, scratched non-stick pans you have. Don't wait until the coating is visibly peeling. Even small scratches can release harmful particles. When you're looking for replacements, consider returning to time-tested materials like cast iron. Yes, they require a bit more care with seasoning, but a well-seasoned cast iron pan is naturally non-stick, lasts a lifetime, and can even add a little dietary iron to your food. Stainless steel is another excellent, durable option, especially for high-heat cooking or acidic foods, though you might need a little more oil to prevent sticking. Ceramic-coated pans are also widely available, but be cautious and ensure they are certified free of lead and cadmium. And remember that their non-stick properties can diminish over time, so they will eventually need replacing too. Glass cookware is fantastic for baking and casseroles. When using any pan, Avoid metal utensils on non-stick surfaces. And try not to preheat empty pans to very high temperatures. Making this switch can significantly reduce your daily exposure to these insidious chemicals, leading to improved indoor air quality and more peace of mind every time you cook. These chemicals are invisible, but their impact can be profound. And speaking of invisible elements filling our homes, let's shift our focus from the kitchen stove to something many of us use to make our living spaces smell pleasant, yet which might be doing the exact opposite for our well-being: those seemingly innocent air fresheners and synthetic fragrances. From plug-in air fresheners and scented candles to heavily fragranced laundry detergents, fabric softeners, and even dish soap. We've been conditioned to associate strong, pleasant scents with cleanliness and freshness. But what you're often smelling is a complex cocktail of volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, and other synthetic chemicals. These aren't the gentle aromas of nature. They're laboratory-created concoctions designed to spread a powerful scent. Many of these products contain chemicals like phthalates, formaldehyde, benzene, and toluene. Phthalates, for example, are often used to make fragrances last longer, but they are known endocrine disruptors, meaning they can interfere with your body's hormone system, potentially impacting everything from metabolism to reproductive health. Formaldehyde and benzene are known carcinogens and can be severe irritants to the respiratory system. When you spray an air freshener or light a scented candle, these VOCs are released into the air you breathe. For seniors, who may already have compromised respiratory systems or conditions like asthma, allergies, or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, exposure to these chemicals can trigger significant symptoms. You might experience headaches, dizziness, nausea, eye, nose, and throat irritation, or even full-blown asthma attacks or allergic reactions. And even if you don't have a pre-existing condition, prolonged exposure can contribute to chronic respiratory issues, general fatigue, and a feeling of being unwell, which is often mistakenly attributed to aging. Imagine living in a home where the air, instead of being clean and clear, is constantly filled with these hidden irritants. Your body is silently working overtime to process and eliminate them, diverting energy that could be used for feeling vibrant and active. The solution here is wonderfully simple and often more effective. Prioritize fresh air and natural scents, instead of masking odors with chemicals. Eliminate them. Open your windows regularly, even for just 10-15 minutes a day, to allow fresh air to circulate and flush out stale air and indoor pollutants. This simple habit alone can make a world of difference. For pleasant aromas, turn to nature. Pure essential oil diffusers are a much safer alternative. Just make sure you're using high-quality, pure essential oils, not synthetic fragrance oils. You can also simmer citrus peels, cinnamon sticks, or cloves on the stove for a natural, comforting aroma. For laundry, choose unscented or fragrance-free detergents and fabric softeners. If you miss a scent, add a few drops of essential oil to wool dryer balls. For odor absorption in problem areas, a simple open box of baking soda works wonders in fridges, closets, and bathrooms. By removing these synthetic fragrances, you'll not only breathe easier and reduce your chemical burden, but also create a truly fresh and healthier living environment that supports your body, rather than silently challenging it. It's clear that what touches our food, even for storage, can have a chemical footprint. And while we're on the subject of chemicals we bring into our homes, let's turn our attention to another ubiquitous item that often comes into direct contact with our meals: plastic food storage containers and plastic wrap. These have become a cornerstone of modern convenience, allowing us to store leftovers, pack lunches, and keep food fresh with incredible ease. But similar to non-stick pans, the very materials that make them so convenient can also pose a silent threat to our health, particularly as we get older. Many common plastics, especially older ones, contain chemicals like bisphenol A or BPA and phthalates. These chemicals aren't permanently locked into the plastic, They can leach out into your food and drinks, especially when the plastic is heated, scratched, or comes into contact with fatty or acidic foods. Think about microwaving your dinner in a plastic container, or wrapping a warm, greasy sandwich in plastic cling film. The heat and fat act as solvents, encouraging these chemicals to migrate into your meal. BPA and phthalates are what scientists call endocrine disruptors. This means they can mimic or interfere with your body's natural hormones, like estrogen, thyroid hormones, and testosterone. Our hormones regulate nearly every process in our bodies, from metabolism and energy levels to mood and sleep. For seniors, whose hormonal systems may already be undergoing natural changes, introducing these disruptive chemicals can further throw the body out of balance. Exposure has been linked to a range of concerning health issues, including increased risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, and even neurological problems and certain cancers. While many plastic products are now marketed as BPA-free, it's important to know that manufacturers often replace BPA with similar chemicals like BPS or BPF, which can have very similar hormone-disrupting effects. It's a game of chemical whack-a-mole, and our bodies are caught in the middle. The cumulative effect of these daily exposures, over years and decades, can contribute to chronic inflammation, unexplained fatigue, and a general feeling of malaise that's often misattributed to simply getting older. The good news is that escaping this plastic trap is entirely doable. The most impactful change you can make is to switch to glass containers for food storage. Glass is inert, meaning it won't leach chemicals into your food, even when heated. Mason jars, old jam jars, or sets of glass containers with airtight lids are excellent, affordable options. They're also durable and easy to clean. For wrapping food, consider alternatives to plastic wrap like beeswax wraps, which are reusable and natural, or parchment paper for covering dishes. Silicone storage bags are another fantastic, flexible option for freezing or general storage, as they are generally considered much safer than traditional plastics. A golden rule to adopt: never, ever microwave food in plastic containers or on plastic plates. Always transfer your food to a glass or ceramic dish before heating. And when it comes to hydration, ditch plastic water bottles, especially if you reuse them or leave them in a hot car. As heat significantly increases chemical leaching, opt for a reusable stainless steel or glass water bottle instead. By making these shifts, you dramatically reduce your daily chemical intake, safeguarding your hormonal balance and enjoying food that tastes as fresh as it should, without a plastic aftertaste. And while we're on the subject of chemicals we bring into our homes, let's turn our attention to the very products we use to keep everything sparkling clean. Your everyday household cleaning products. We all want a clean home, free of dust and grime. But, ironically, the very solutions we use to achieve this can often fill our indoor air with harmful pollutants. Many conventional cleaning products contain a powerful cocktail of chemicals like ammonia, chlorine bleach, phthalates, yes, those again, parabens, synthetic fragrances, another repeat offender, and phosphates. Each of these, in varying degrees, can be detrimental to your health, especially when you're exposed to them regularly over years. As many seniors are, ammonia and chlorine bleach, while effective disinfectants, are incredibly harsh respiratory irritants. When you spray them or use them in a poorly ventilated space, you're essentially inhaling tiny particles that can irritate your lungs, eyes, and skin. This can trigger asthma attacks, worsen bronchitis, cause headaches, or even lead to chemical burns or poisoning if misused. Imagine how much your lungs have to work just to filter out the air in your own home after a cleaning session, beyond the immediate irritation. The cumulative effect of inhaling these chemicals is what's truly concerning. Many of them contribute to poor indoor air quality, which can lead to chronic respiratory issues, persistent coughs, and a general feeling of sluggishness. The synthetic fragrances, as we discussed earlier, are often filled with hormone-disrupting phthalates. And while you might not be directly ingesting your floor cleaner, these chemicals can leave residues on surfaces that you touch, and they become airborne, settling onto other surfaces, quietly impacting your body over time. For example, some all-purpose cleaners or glass cleaners come in aerosol sprays, which create a fine mist that can be easily inhaled deeply into the lungs. Think about how many times you clean your bathroom, your kitchen, or dust your furniture each week. Each of those moments could be a subtle assault on your health. The wonderful news is that you don't need harsh chemicals to have a truly clean home. In fact, some of the most effective and safest cleaning solutions are likely already in your pantry. White vinegar, for example, is a fantastic natural disinfectant, degreaser, and deodorizer. You can use it diluted with water for streak-free windows, sparkling floors, and even to remove tough stains. Baking soda is another powerhouse. It's a gentle abrasive, an odor absorber, and a mild disinfectant. Use it to scrub sinks, bathtubs, and toilets, or sprinkle it on carpets before vacuuming to neutralize odors. Lemon juice is excellent for cutting grease and leaving a fresh scent. For many everyday cleaning tasks, simply using hot water and a good quality microfiber cloth is incredibly effective at picking up dust and grime without any chemicals at all. When buying commercial products, look for labels like fragrance-free or certifications from organizations that promote safer chemical use. Better yet, consider making your own simple cleaning solutions. There are countless easy recipes online for DIY cleaners using these natural ingredients. By switching to natural cleaning alternatives, you'll not only protect your lungs and skin, but also create a truly healthier and more supportive home environment, free from the silent burden of chemical pollutants. It's truly eye-opening how many hidden dangers lurk in the items we invite into our homes, from what we cook with to how we keep things tidy. But the final item on our list isn't about hidden chemicals at all. It's about something much more tangible, something that bears the weight of your entire day, and yet its impact on your mobility, comfort, and overall well-being can be profoundly negative. Your footwear, especially those old, worn-out shoes. We often develop a fondness for our comfortable, familiar shoes, the ones that have molded to our feet over the years. We might wear them long past their prime, thinking they're still good enough, or they're just for around the house. But as we age, our feet undergo natural changes. The fat pads on the soles thin out, providing less natural cushioning. Arches can flatten, and feet may even spread or grow larger. This means that shoes that once fit perfectly and offered great support might now be doing you a disservice. Wearing old, worn-out shoes means you're walking around with compromised support and cushioning. The shock absorption that new shoes provide slowly diminishes, leading to increased impact on your joints with every step. This can manifest as nagging pain in your feet, ankles, knees, hips, and even your lower back. Think about it: if your shoes aren't providing proper alignment and cushioning, your body has to compensate, putting unnatural stress on your joints and muscles. This can exacerbate existing conditions like arthritis or create new aches and pains. Furthermore, worn-out soles lose their grip, becoming slick and increasing your risk of slips and falls, a major concern for seniors. Even seemingly innocuous slippers with worn treads can be a significant tripping hazard in your own home. Beyond the physical pain and fall risk, poor footwear can lead to foot problems like bunions, hammer toes, plantar fasciitis, corns, and calluses, making every step uncomfortable and limiting your desire to stay active. This subtle discomfort can lead to a more sedentary lifestyle, which in turn impacts your overall health, energy levels, and even your mood. You might attribute feeling tired or achy to just being old, when in reality, your footwear is quietly robbing you of comfort and mobility. The solution here is refreshingly straightforward and can lead to immediate improvements in your daily comfort and confidence. Prioritize fresh, supportive footwear. Regularly inspect your shoes, both your outdoor shoes and your house shoes or slippers. Look for signs of wear on the soles, particularly uneven wear patterns, and check if the cushioning feels flat or unsupportive. A general rule of thumb is to replace athletic shoes every 300 to 500 miles of walking or running, or roughly every 6 to 12 months. Even if they don't look completely worn out, everyday shoes might last longer depending on use. But if they show signs of wear or no longer feel supportive, it's time for an upgrade. When buying new shoes, don't just go by size. Try them on at the end of the day when your feet are slightly swollen, and ensure there's ample room for your toes to wiggle comfortably without your heels slipping. Look for shoes with good arch support, adequate cushioning, and, crucially, non-slip soles. For around the house, ditch those old flimsy slippers and opt for supportive house shoes with good grip. Pay attention to how your body feels if your feet, knees, or hips ache after a day in certain shoes. That's your body telling you it's time for a change. Investing in good quality, supportive footwear is an investment in your comfort, your mobility, and your safety. It empowers you to move with greater ease, reduce pain, and significantly lower your risk of falls, allowing you to stay active and enjoy life to the fullest. So, we've talked about non-stick pans leaching chemicals into your meals and kitchen air, air fresheners filling your home with VOCs and hormone-disrupting phthalates, plastics contaminating your food and drinks, harsh cleaning products irritating your lungs and skin, and worn-out shoes silently hurting your body and increasing your risk of falls. It might feel like a lot to take in, and perhaps even a bit overwhelming to think about all these hidden elements in your everyday life. But remember, these aren't massive overhauls that require radical lifestyle changes. They are simple, gradual adjustments, mindful choices you can make one step at a time. Every small step you take to remove these items and replace them with safer, more supportive alternatives is a huge win for your health, your energy, and your future vitality. Imagine breathing easier in your home, feeling less joint pain, having more energy to do the things you love, and knowing that your home environment is a true sanctuary, designed to support your well-being rather than quietly undermine it. You deserve that peace of mind and that vibrant health that allows you to live fully. You've earned the right to feel your best at every stage of life. It's not about perfection, but about progress. Start with one item that resonates most with you. Perhaps that old non-stick pan, or those beloved but worn-out slippers. Make that one swap. Feel the difference, and then move on to the next. I'd love to hear from you. Have you already swapped out some of these items in your home? Or perhaps you've noticed a positive change in your health or energy after making a switch from something we discussed today. Please share your experiences and any tips you have in the comments below. Your story could be the very inspiration someone else needs to take that first step towards a healthier home and a healthier life. If you found this video helpful and want to discover more practical ways to live your best life, vibrant and full of energy, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps us reach more people. And subscribe to the channel. We're building a wonderful community here, dedicated to thriving at every age. And we'd love for you to be a part of it. Remember, age is just a number, but how you feel every day is a choice you get to make through the small, mindful decisions about your environment and your habits. Don't let everyday items quietly diminish your health and happiness. Take control, make these simple swaps, and truly live your best life, vibrant and healthy. At every age, you are worth it. Until next time, take good care.